Good evening, ladies and gents. My name is Hyozo. Welcome to Discuss Things, and to this video. I actually had another video planned and it's still in progress, still in work. I wrote on my channel that I was a bit sick for a couple of days, so it got delayed. But in the meantime, something came up that I was actually expecting and was so eager to be proved wrong, but I wasn't. And now I'm gonna rant about it because this is one of my favorite fantasy novels and fantasy worlds ever to have been created by a great man, J.R. Tolkien, who is to me by far the best fantasy writer who has ever lived, and he has created throughout his years absolutely wonderful, expansive, and milestone-setting fantasy world, to which a lot of other fantasy writers and even comedy fantasy writers, parody writers, sci-fi, everything that you can think of in terms of when it's a fiction. For me, they have taken from him a little or more, because he had set such milestones when he was alive and when he was making or he was writing these books. So before I digress too much, I want to check with you the trailer for Amazon's The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. I am way too late on that, but I wanted to get my head a bit straight because I was furious. I was fuming extremely aggressively on the topic. I watched a couple of videos. I watched the videos by Nerdrolic. I watched the stream he had with Hill versus Babyface. I watched some other videos. I respect each of their opinions. I also watched the reaction on Gary G reviews, and I agree a lot on every single one, every single video that had been put out. So now I want to just throw my 2 cents, because, and again, I'm not gonna edit this video because this is just my personal thoughts. So without any further delay, I'm just gonna play this thing. So right from the start, I'm just gonna pause it here. Right from the start, this looks like a trailer for a 2010 or 2008 video game, something like Rome, some RPG or strategy game. This is how it looks like. Look at the people, look at everything. This is how it looks from the trailer that they're presenting to us in order to hook more and more people. I of course turned out the volume because it shouldn't be. I don't want to get taken down. This is probably a cool shot. I'm not a scholar of or like perfectly well known or know everything about Lord of the Rings, but I have no idea who these creatures are. Maybe someone will tell me in the comments. I haven't heard anyone. Okay, so this is supposed to be, from what I get from the other videos, this is supposed to be a female hobbit, the Harfoot hobbits, I think. Yeah, sure. Before the king. This has been an ongoing round. They probably mean before Aragorn became the king. However, he's not the king. He's the returned king after a very long line of custodians, I think, stewards of Gondor, which was Denethor. But there were a lot of kings. There were elven kings, there were human kings, there were a lot of kings, Numenorian kings, from which Aragorn is descendant. There have been a lot of kings before that. So what? This is the first stage. Before the first stage, the Silmarillion. From what I've heard, it's like in the second age with the Forging of the Rings, which already had Numenorians, already had the Exile, already had the two trees being eaten by Ungoliant. All right, so this is one. Okay, this is supposed to be young Galadriel. So this is the rant everybody's been talking about. First of all, I haven't heard anyone, but this right here, this looks CG as fuck. This is not a real face. I recently watched a Kobe Bryant ad for a crypto app, and it was pretty much like this because he was his young self, and he was basically computer generated, and this looks like computer generated to the max. I don't think this is the actress doing those movements here, even on a green screen. I might be wrong, and it might just be shot poorly, just like the teaser trailer, the teaser for the name of the series, which was when we went behind the scenes. It was actually a very nice thing and very well shot, but it was just presented so poorly, edited so poorly. It was just absolute garbage. Okay, so this is War Galadriel before the Fellowship. Yes, okay. Oh yeah, the the Witcher the Witcher situation with the Black Elf. This is, I don't even remember this guy's name. This is someone added specifically for the show because, of course, you don't have enough characters to have, and who needs consistency. This is Dark Elf, I think, and everything I remember from the book is that they were very pale and with dark hair. That's it. Well, you got one aspect right, and you didn't even have the long hair. I mean, straight out of Mirkwood, is that it? The scene was absolutely abysmal. I think this is Gil-galad or Glorfindel. I don't know who that exactly is. I haven't researched because I cannot. Yeah, oh, okay, just a second. Sorry for this. Missed it again. Come on. Fuck. Sorry. This is Galadriel leading the troops. Perfect. Has always been the warmongering warrior type. Not the mysterious, very powerful, very presentative, very very intimidating, mystical woman, which she has always been throughout the books. Even when younger, she was still very powerful and very intimidating, but she was never like Joan of Arc or anything. So you ruined that as well. Thank you. I don't know what that is. It's probably one of the first trolls. Okay, this is young Aragorn. I'm not even gonna stop here because this is just a series of images that make no sense. And new series September 2. So, I just quickly want to put that out. It might be good. It might be good. It might be entertaining to watch. I'm not saying for an absolute fact that it's not going to be, but everything that you have presented, that Amazon has presented us so far, for me is, first of all, the Witcher situation, going too far from your source material. You have absolutely complete storylines. The whole universe, the whole inverse of Tolkien is there. You have the Silmarillion. You have every bit of note that you can expand on, not create upon, not just change. You can expand on all the notes, all the stories. You have Beren and Luthien. You have a lot of the fall of Gondolin. You have every one of these stories and more and more and more and more that you can input, that you can do, that you can actually go ahead go from, let's say, the first stage, or even before the first stage. This should be your starting point, and you can stretch it throughout the whole season, even though it's thousands of years, or you can stretch it even to 2 seasons or 1 season if it's, let's say, 15, 16 episodes. And then you can start first stage, second season should be your first stage, or let's say third season, first stage, second stage, whatever. But going first of all in the middle of everything, like the second age, I get it. It's an interesting age. It's the Forging of the Rings. It's the Return of Sauron. But you already have the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbits that pretty much do explain everything that, like, not everything, but in general what happened. Now to film it, you first of all have to be consistent with what is told in the Lord of the Rings book, the big book, as I like to call it, and then you have to be consistent with what you want to show in terms of the movies. So you're already not doing that, because Tolkien specifically described every type of character. I'm not even going to dive into the dwarven princess. This is, like, I think everyone who is even a slight fan knows about the dwarves in Middle-earth. I'm just gonna say Witcher made the dwarves of the better Middle-earth dwarves than Amazon showed us. This is something you should look forward to, I think. And you could have done so much better. You have first of all, such a fan base, such a background, such a history, such a folk, like an occult following. You have people who spent years of their lives studying Tolkien and all the different languages. I personally know 2 or 3 people who speak fluent Elven, and I've actually watched them speak Elven between themselves, and I'm like, okay, what? I can't do it, but it's fascinating to do it. You have even the actors who played in the original movies; they were so invested that they learned the language, and not only. So this, in retrospect, this might be interesting if, again, just like The Witcher, it was something entirely different. It was probably fan fiction, or it was creative reimagining, if it was said, and if it was set in a different timeline. One more idea that you could have had is to just have, after Aragorn, something that happened after Aragorn in the Age of Man. Let's say you can expand on that story and just have go wild. Nobody would complain then. You'll have something interesting. This is $460 million, I think, for the first season. This is the budget. This is an absurd amount for a budget, and you could have done so much better. You could have used it in a much better way than you have now. These are my thoughts. I'm just gonna leave it like this here. I'm going to follow this very, very closely. I'm gonna read a lot every press release and probably make videos on it, because this is something that I'm truly invested in as a fan. And if it's gonna burn, I'm gonna report it and I'm gonna rant about it. So yeah, thank you very much, and that's it from me. Well, that is all from me at this point. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell for any future videos notifications. If you want to, you can leave a comment, tell me your opinion on what you think about the topic I just presented, and any other topics that you might want to see around. I'll see you, and stay fresh.